Rhok'delar versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Let the hunt begin.
I think Animal Companion's a keep. Unfortunately, the weapon is probably not. Well, I can just candle shot that twice as long as it doesn't get Mark of Yasharaj'd. Or Mark of the Lotus. Cool, no buff, so we get to kill this guy. And I think I'll go with Wandering Monster over Animal Companion, so I don't have to use the coin. And then we can go Companion into Flanking Strike and to win the game. Show me a 3-4. Okay. At least it traded. Although almost everything traded there. These damn pirates. These damn pirates. Is Flanking Strike better than Animal Companion here? Huffer is really bad. I guess Huffer trades with the Direwolf Alpha, which is really bad. Misha and Leok aren't even really that good either. I think Flanking Strike is just better here. Enough better that I'm willing to use the coin.
The scourge will devour all.
Hunter's Mark right off the top. Well, that's a bummer. I guess Kill Command is fine. Puffer would be okay. Leok would not be good. Well, we have mana to play a tracking anyway. Blair is not good in this matchup. I think it's got to be the Wandering Monster. And let's kill this thing before it gets out of hand. So it looks like my 5 mana turn is Animal Companion plus Wandering Monster. Is that better? Kills patches. Makes the Tar Creeper vulnerable to a Huffer out of my to-my side. I think I like the double secret here. Explosive Trap is pretty good against living mana, but not if he has a buff to go on top of it. I can also play tracking here, which would let me dig for Rexxar. Let's go for double secret. Wow. These are the 3 best cards in my deck. I think Deathstalker Rexxar is the best of my best cards, though. And then go Explosive Wandering Monster. I think I want them to trigger in that order. Because I think... No, they probably both trigger if Patches goes in anyway. Hopefully this doesn't trigger the Wandering Monster, but I think it probably does. Yeah. Well, give me a taunt. Okay. At least it trades with Tar Creeper. Deathstalker Rexxar's AoE isn't very good here, so I'll probably play to my side. Rexxar does kill that 3-2. Rexxar's so good against living mana, though. And now I can pair it with Hunter's Mark next turn to kill anything he plays. Could be a Scalebane or a Hydra, or even like a Crypt Lord. It's also nice to just get the hero power going. Although if I have the hero power next turn on 7 mana, I'm probably obligated to just play to my side next turn anyway, so we'll just play it this turn. I really wanted Misha Huffer, but I guess the most important thing was just getting Huffer. Okay. So I can clear with Hunter's Mark Rexxar here. I think that's probably the play. Could play Candle Shot instead of Rexxar, but that just seems like really bad. So we'll just do this. I have a lot of health, but if he has living mana, in the next, like, 2 turns, I probably just lose. Although I guess I can build a giant taunt. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's the living mana counter if I don't pick up, or if he doesn't pick up a buff to go on top of it. Emerald Hive Queen. I guess Emerald Hive Queen has no downside in my deck, right? And I want to make sure whatever I get here is playable, so I don't want to take Knuckles and then get like no one-cost minions. Oh my god, lifesteal. Holy shit. Oh. Give me that big lifesteal. The lifesteal is honestly probably not super important at this point, because I have plenty of life, and this isn't a deck that just kills you with like fireballs off the top or anything like that. It's more about having board. So like I probably still roughly lose to the same things, but the lifesteal does give me an extra turn or two to respond to the living mana and whatnot. Corpse Widow is pretty expensive, but now I can pair it with a 2-drop, which is a lot more reasonable than last turn with the Knuckles. I'll just take the Pantry Spider, get multiple bodies on the board. Can't play this one, so probably just want to go for one of these. 6 health versus 8 health. Probably just want the Poisonous in case he plays one of his... Oh, fucking Emerald Hive Queen, god damn it. I completely forgot about that. Emerald Hive Queen doesn't matter in my deck, I said. Well, I think I'm still really favored here. God damn it. Oh well, it's still good next turn. I can play it plus hero power. There's the living mana. I do have the explosive trap in play, and he has to top deck for the buff. And I've seen 1 Power of the Wild, right? But 1 Power of the Wild is all I've seen. I believe he still has 2 Mark of the Lotus and another power. How much damage do I have on board? Only 11. So even if I land like Wind Fury, I'm not going to kill him. If I get Snow Flipper Penguin, I can play this and Flanking Strike it. Is that actually worth going for? I mean, it's probably still just the best card here anyway, because it pairs with the Explosive Trap to beat even 2 buffs. These are all really bad to pair with the Bloat Bat, but I guess I just take the one with the least amount of health. I'm not going to trade into these. I can't really do anything to prevent him from getting a trade like this, and killing one of those lets him play Scalebane or even another Living Mana or a Bittertide Hydra off the top. So we'll leave him on 4 mana here. Okay, no card draw. That is a nice explosive trap. That might even be a concede explosive trap. Nope, still thinks he can win the game. I mean, he's wrong, but I respect the spirit. So I'm showing 11 damage. I guess this is never lethal, huh? We'll build a beast and then we'll flanking strike this most of the time. Let's just take the cheapest thing we can. I want to play something here. Well, I can't play this with the flanking strike, but I can still play Animal Companion. Alright, we can't lose from this position. Unless he has Deathwing, and if he has Deathwing I have Hunter's Mark, Candle Shot. So yeah, I don't think I can lose from this position. Hopefully he doesn't concede, because I want the BM of my Emerald Hive Queen healing me up to 30. Damn.
Rhok'delar versus Valera.
Watch your back.
Let the hunt begin.
Let's keep these 2 secrets. They're both pretty active against all the rogue decks. Alright, so we go secret into coin Emerald Spellstone. That's gross. I think the cat trick is probably more likely to trigger this turn than the wandering monster. He didn't smack me with the dagger last turn, so I don't know, he might smack and redagger this turn, I guess. But he played hallucination, so I'm getting the cat. Everything works out. Looks like both of my secrets would have triggered, but that's fine. Although honestly, he may have just not hit with the dagger if the cat trick didn't trigger, because you don't really want to be daggering into a random 3-drop. Man, I wish that was a second cat trick instead of a wandering monster. Okay, so he didn't hit there. Fair enough. So I could keep my coin, just go for like an animal companion here. But if I'm not coining here, then I'm just going 5 into 6 into probably Rhok'delar plus Hunter's Mark. So I may as well just coin here and have the stronger turn up front. Because it seems like my coin's pretty worthless past this point. And then next turn I can just go Animal Companion, maybe Wandering Monster, depends what he does. Well, you can't play around the Unleash the Hounds and Rogue. It actually doesn't even really seem all that good here. Probably correct to just not hit face with that dog. Okay, well now it's super correct to not hit face with that dog. It's just 100% the right play. Animal Companion, Hero Power. And I guess I'm hitting here because having the 4/1 go into it seems bad. Or face damage though. I don't know. Probably should have just set him to 20. Okay, that's a good 3-drop. Leaves behind something after combat with a 4-power minion. That's actually a pretty nice high roll, I would say. Most 3-drops probably died there. Okay, he's got the Corridor Creeper, that's fine. Could go for like Hunter's Mark Spellstone, but to my side just has to be better. So I got Huffer plus this 1-drop, or this 1/1 to go into this. But I can let him value trade here and then play Rhok'delar next turn to kill this. Kill Thalnos because spell damage and Rogue. And get him for 4. Well, that's not good. It's actually still fine though. I can Hunter's Mark Rhok'delar to kill both of those. Just depends on what else he does this turn, I guess. Sapped my boy. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Oh, it wouldn't let me grab it because it was transforming into a different card. I was like, wait, did I miscount my mana? But anyway, this is good because he probably makes these trades and then Rhok'delar is super good. Not a spell. Okay, so Hunter's Mark Rhok'delar is just like the nuts here. I don't have a good answer to that. Well, I have Crushing Walls. I don't really want to crush one guy though, do I? I was gonna go for this plus this, but I should just play Call of the Wild, right? Play actual Call of the Wild instead of building my own. That's just embarrassing Crushing Walls positioning. I hope I don't have lethal because I want to crush him. This puts him to 10. Damn, this is lethal pretty often. It's not guaranteed lethal though. It's only lethal if I get Huffer. Oh, I actually have to get Huffer plus Leok for that to be lethal. Okay, good. That's not the play then. We get to play Crushing Walls. Sick. I mean, when the Hunter plays the Crushing Walls on your Giants, you just gotta give up.
Jaina!
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
Wandering Monster's good early. Animal Companion is pretty nice. Wow, no secret. Feels bad, man. I have a secret, though. And I think my secret lines up pretty well against his dude. Might line up well enough that he doesn't attack, because if I get a 3 health thing, it's really bad. Although I guess if he doesn't have a turn 2 and I get MC Tech or whatever, he can just hero power it. Yeah, that sounds about right. But that does mean he's not doing anything this turn. I can get my cat trick into an empty board. He's somewhat likely to play a spell here. Although I guess I have a read that he doesn't have a secret, so a spell is actually not that likely. The only real option was maybe Primordial Glyph or Arcane Intellect. I'll just smack that with a bow. Could have gone for Animal Companion so that the Wandering Monster would be live. But like if I hit Misha, it wasn't live. If I hit Huffer, he was going to trade into it. And also, I'm dumb, it's not a Wandering Monster. He procced that with his 2-1, it's a cat trick. Start with the tracking. Okay, it's not Counterspell. Call the Wild is unlikely to be relevant this game. Hunter's Mark could be okay. Especially if I go to my side on 6 and then Rexar on 7 with Hunter's Mark. But Crushing Walls... I guess Crushing Walls is probably not that good either. Let's just take the 1 mana card. Give me Huffer. Leok is reasonable. Not Ice Barrier. It was never going to be Ice Barrier, but I've confirmed that it's not Ice Barrier.
We have many secrets.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Kind of a bummer. Should I go for another tracking here? I guess I should. This one didn't get counterspelled either. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna take the weapon. I think the Spellstone might be better, but I'm gonna take the weapon. And I'm gonna kill command this because I don't want to eat 4 damage. 4 damage is a lot against a deck that uses their damage to kill your face.
I'm late. I'm late.
That's a 5/5. If I hit Huffer with To My Side, I can trade into it. I don't think Deathstalker Rexar is really a play here, so I just have to eat the damage. Nothing else really made too much sense. There is definitely an argument to just going face there, but I think I want to minimize the minion damage I'm taking, because he's not playing Counterspell, or neither of those is Counterspell, I should say, so it's most likely to be Explosive Runes plus Ice Block, and Ice Block is scary if I'm just trying to race him. Let's go for the weapon here, try to get a bunch of kill commands, and if nothing else we get to smack him for 4. Oh my god, I nailed the flare. Okay, well, if he doesn't interact with my board, he's dead to flare. If he hero powers Leok, I'm only showing 8. The other Animal Companion is sometimes lethal. I bet he's feeling good about that one. Oh, he froze my face, so there's no way I ever kill him here. So, on 9 mana, how likely am I to die from 13? Actually pretty unlikely, I think. Because Fireball costs him 8 mana and doesn't kill me. Fireball, Valet, Frostbolt doesn't kill me. So I don't think I have to play Deathstalker Rexar here. So I can do more board-oriented things. Check for Counterspell, I guess. Animal Companion, go, please. Okay, I don't think I die very often here. I think it's like actually impossible. And if I don't die here, then I can flare weapon hero power next turn. It seems hard for him to threaten lethal and prevent me from killing him with flare here. Nice. Show me that ice block. Oh, nice ice block, nerd. Rhok'delar into flare. OP. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the Meme Hunter. First things first, in part 1, I completely forgot to put Deathstalker Rexar in my deck because I'm dumb. I think he's definitely good in the deck, although sometimes you are pretty aggressive with the deck and you don't really have time to play a card like this. Similarly, you definitely don't have time to play Crushing Walls with this deck most of the time, but it's a fun new Hunter spell. I want to put it in the fun new Hunter spell deck. So Crushing Walls is okay, and I've actually had some pretty nice highlights with it, but I don't believe the optimal version of this deck includes Crushing Walls. Maybe replace it with a Deadly Shot, which I replaced for Kill Commands. I wasn't playing Kill Commands originally because I expected the deck to be basically closer to a control deck than it actually is. Turns out you pretty often just kill people with this deck, because you've got dudes in the early turns with Wandering Monster and Cat Trick, you play Animal Companion on 3, Flanking Strike on 4, Emerald Spellstone on 5, To My Side on 6. Even though you don't play minions, you're actually just like playing dudes every turn. So you are pretty aggressive. And because you have so many spells that generate beasts, I think Kill Command actually does make a lot of sense. I also cut a Freezing Trap for a copy of Flare. Basically, there are a lot of secrets on ladder right now. This deck plays secrets, and it's actually a fairly popular ladder deck. Secret Mage is everywhere. Paladins play Hydrologist. There are a lot of secrets. I've even seen people saying that Eater of Secrets is an auto-include in this metagame. I don't know if I'm going that far, but Flare is a better card than Eater of Secrets, so I think I can justify playing a copy of Flare. Other than that, I think the deck looks pretty good. Freezing Trap is not particularly good in this metagame, but I want some amount of secrets to trigger my Lesser Emerald Spellstone, because the Emerald Spellstone, like, wins games. This card is really, really good. I've seen some people play, like, On the Hunt, but I think this card just sucks. Just, like, don't play this card even though you have to have spells. Just not good. I think Unleash the Hounds is probably also another consideration. I don't particularly like Unleash the Hounds right now, but obviously it is a Hunter spell if you're in the right metagame. This card can be pretty good, but right now if you play this card, you're making your opponent's Corridor Creeper cost 0 mana, and that's probably not the play. So I don't really like Unleash the Hounds too much right now. And other than that, I think this list is pretty close to optimal. Like I said, probably cut Crushing Walls for Deadly Shot. Maybe even cut the Freezing Trap for Deadly Shot too. There's also some consideration to play Barnes and Yasharaj as your only 2 minions, because that way if you draw Barnes, then you pull the Barnes, it pulls out your Yasharaj, and then your To My Side and your Rhok'delar are both active. But I feel like most of the times, if you Barnes into Yasharaj on turn 4, you're feeling pretty good anyway. And if you don't draw exactly that, then you're just making yourself have 2 dead cards. I think a consideration for the deck, though, is actually that like Barnes Yasharaj plus another spell or a Savannah Highmane or whatever is just better than double To My Side plus Rhok'delar. I think the weapon is actually pretty weak. Most of the times that I've used it, it's been a 7 mana True Silver champion, and that's obviously not very strong. It just turns out it's hard to find the time, 1, to empty your hand so you actually get a good amount of spells, and then to actually play the spells, and then most of the time the spells are garbage, because even if you get a bunch of spells, you hit like Stampede and Hidden Cache and stuff like that, which actually just don't even work in your deck. So I think Rhok'delar is actually like a pretty bad card. Maybe even if you're still playing To My Side, like this card, maybe it just doesn't make sense. But it's a flashy new legendary weapon, so I guess you just play it, right? Anyway, the deck is surprisingly good. I went 8-4. Obviously I didn't play like a huge amount of games with it, but from what I've seen other people talking about and looking at some stats, some version of Spell Hunter is actually pretty decent in the metagame, or at least it was a couple days ago.